The same Claressa Golden Gloves shields that went all Mortal Kombat in that Detroit lounge last week and went viral. Sources close to the intensive care unit now claim that Remy is identifying Maines and calling it what it truly was: attempted murder. Remy, who is physically struggling for her life in a hospital bed, bandaged, battered, and breathing through tubes, claims in a leaked audio confession, "She tried to kill me and Papoose." This isn't just gossip, it's a full-fledged crime, seen with rhymes. Pardon me, but how did we go from a love triangle to life support, birthday cake, and possible criminal charges? Did Claressa really lose it and start a series of events that sent Remy to trauma care? Or was this part of a larger plot to ensure Remy wouldn't survive? If so, go ahead and cancel your weekend plans, because what we're about to uncover will make you doubt loyalty, love, and lighthearted beef. But baby, that wasn't the climax. It was only the prequel, because just 14 hours after the fight, Remy Ma was in critical condition and reportedly collapsed in the back of an Uber Black while screaming, saying she wouldn't stop until she was unable to walk again. The internet thought they had seen the worst: a flying clutch, broken heels, security cousins setting up human barricades, and Papoose clutching a cupcake as if his life depended on it. Now things get even messier than that frosting-smearing dance floor. The most outrageous part is that Rome refused pain medication until someone brought her a microphone so she could record a voice memo, which is currently making the rounds on Stan Twitter, in which Remy whispers through clenched teeth, "Tell Papoose I saw everything." Rome was admitted with severe internal bruises, a fractured rib, a sprained wrist, and what one nurse allegedly described as emotional trauma at level 10. Inform him that she attempted to murder me, and let Claressa know that the Bronx never forgets, girl. As fans watched Papoose go from being Ray's supportive husband to Claressa's fitness expert turned flirt, there was a hidden layer that no one was talking about: jealousy, fame, and weaponized femininity. Remy had been suspicious for weeks, allegedly telling a close friend who now runs a 500-follower gossip page that Claressa wasn't just training with Papoose, but was trying to replace her entirely. It wasn't just one fight, though. It was months of betrayal and behind-the-scenes sabotage that turned an already fragile love triangle into a full-fledged conflict. Not to mention that deleted Instagram reel of Claressa and Papin laughing in slow motion while "You Belong With Me" plays in the background. There is the unsubstantiated but incredibly juicy rumor that Remy found an unreleased song, yes, a full track, where Papoose allegedly name-drops Claressa in a bar with the lyrics, "Floating like a butterfly, but I'm down with the champ now." One insider even claims Remy had been planning to confront Claressa privately after the party, but changed her mind in the middle of the event. Security dismissed it as low blood sugar, but now doctors say the fainting spell was an indication of a serious internal injury, and Ray's team claims they have medical records proving Claressa's punch. The altercation began when someone from the dessert table whispered, "She's sitting on your man's lap in the VIP hookah room." However, the public overlooked the fact that during the fight, Claressa allegedly delivered a body shot so clean it left Remy gasping, and moments later, Remy fainted in the hallway before being revived by a bottle girl waving smelling salts. This is turning into a criminal case. Claressa has denied everything, posting a boomerang of herself shadowboxing with the caption, "If I'd wanted her gone, she wouldn't have made it to the ER." Fax and leaf. Well, that quickly got out of hand. Papoose has vanished entirely, leaving no posts, interviews, or even a vague lyric tweet. Was so strong that it caused abdominal trauma consistent with a professional boxing strike. To put it another way, she was hit like she was in the Olympics. Shot of him leaving a Detroit Whole Foods with a bouquet of sunflowers and 2 boxes of Uncrustables. Some say it's guilt, while others call it survival mode, because according to one unverified screenshot, Remy had already told Pap, "If I go out, you go out, Bronx rules." Let's talk about what happened at the hospital, because what we're hearing from inside isn't normal. Our sources say that at the time of her arrival, Remy refused to take off her heels, and when asked why, she allegedly said, "Because I walked in wearing these, and I'll walk back out." She wasn't the only one. It was planned by someone else. In a second, shorter, trembling voice note, Remy whispers, "This isn't over. It wasn't just her. It was planned by someone else." Iconic, traumatic, probably concussed, but iconic nonetheless. This isn't over. The idea that Remy thinks the entire altercation was a setup, not just a failed romantic dispute, but a planned assault intended to cut her out of the picture forever, is gaining traction beneath all the mayhem, tears, and stress. Therefore, we would have moved on if this had only been a messy girl fight over a rapper who is now a motivational speaker. However, voice notes that have been leaked reveal trauma-level injuries and hints of a planned takedown. The tea is now radioactive, and we are in the midst of a controversy. Otherwise, why would anyone want Remy so badly erased? This whole situation is beginning to resemble a conspiracy more than a fight as the camera phones fade and the memes fade. What follows? That brings us to audio that has the power to alter everything: anonymous nurses and leaked files. What's going on behind the scenes at the hospital? Now, a number of unnamed nurses have come forward, and their statements resemble an FBI safe house rather than a rehabilitation center. A YouTube gossip channel was informed by a nurse, who only went by Nurse P, that Remy was trembling, paranoid, and insisted on having her IV bag checked every 15 minutes. Another hospital worker said that Remy was spotted writing important phrases on a napkin and mumbling, "I know who was in on it." When questioned why, she allegedly responded, "They already got me once. I'm not letting them finish the job." 3 patient monitors, 1 dinner tray, and the napkin have now disappeared. This is because fans tried to access the intensive care unit, ICU, on false pretenses of being janitors, which naturally led to the hospital enacting a media lockdown. Then, at 2:34 a.m., the audio leak appeared on Twitter. In a grainy, muted tape allegedly taken from a nurse's Apple Watch, you can hear Remy's voice saying, "Claressa didn't move like someone defending herself. That was military precision. That girl has been trained. This isn't jealousy." This was 10 minutes later, TikTok was bursting with conspiracy videos, and justice for Remy was trending in 4 countries. Some even asserted that Claressa's Olympic background gave her CIA ties. In the modern internet, this was very plausible. But hold on, it gets much more spicily twisted. Another leak, this time of surveillance footage from the internal lounge, came to light the next day. What did it reveal this time? Which was a side view that had never been posted on social media. A few seconds before Remy showed up, Claressa muttered something to a man in a hoodie. "We were told to keep phones out, and lights low during VIP time. We thought it was a music video. Turns out it was mayhem." You mean to tell us this was filmed like a reality show brawl on purpose with impeccable weave? Is what a bartender who worked that night wrote in a now-deleted Facebook post. I haven't been able to identify him, but online detectives have already called him the hoodie handler. The rumor is that he was a member of a team set up to keep Claressa safe and ensure that no one stopped her during the altercation. And that brings us to Papoose, the real antagonist lurking in the shadows. Papoose is consistently, conveniently, out of frame, which is the one thing that all of the leaks have in common. He's either pacing uneasily with a vape pen or hoarding nibbles behind a smoke machine in a corner. Internet investigators are now asserting that the most damning leaked footage to date, a video of Papoose on the phone shortly before the fight started, pacing and whispering, "She better not back down," confirms what was previously only speculation, that Papoose orchestrated the entire incident to promote a reality show pilot. Pap had been shopping a concept called Queens of the Ring, Love, Loyalty, and Lace Fronts, according to an anonymous former producer from a well-known network who contacted a blogger. The concept was allegedly about 2 women in Pap's life vying for his affection, one a rap icon, the other a boxing legend, and was presented as a fresh take on love and hip-hop with a physicality component. Because Papoose was ambushed while AT supporting her lover, fans are demanding that she be immediately canceled because they thought she was going to a private event. But she didn't know that the whole thing might have been staged because no one handed her the script. The public's reaction to a well-liked tweet that had over 250,000 followers said, "He fumbled 2 legends and turned it into content. This man is Zeus Network with a thesaurus. It has been cruel." Let's talk numbers. A cousin's baby shared a grainy picture of Remy's injuries. Mama, Claressa erased "I'm Still Standing" after 4.2 million views. Overnight, Papoose's Spotify streaming fell 38%, and the Instagram story was published 37,000 times. When Mixtapes Go Too Far 1 is a YouTube documentary created by fans. This is why I keep my man in the group chat only. If you see him outside, no, he didn't, Keith Palmer said live on Instagram after Cardi B shared a meme of Remy wearing a medical gown and boxing shorts. The post received 1 million views in just 6 hours, and we haven't even talked about the reactions of the celebrities yet. Even Teyana Taylor tweeted, "I choreograph fight scenes less intense than that lounge footage. Y'all need church, not clout." Claressa's team has reportedly received a notice of intent to sue for aggravated assault, emotional damage, and medical expenses totaling over $250,000. Gloves and the caption, "Still not the one to play with." Baby lawyers are no longer active in the online debate over who should dominate the legal field. A statement was issued by her representative. Ray's team is preparing to ask for a thorough inquiry, pointing to intentional injury and careless setup. What happens if the lawsuit turns into a criminal case? That brings us to our next query. Claressa may be subject to real jail time if the state of Michigan finds that her punch constituted a deadly weapon due to her employment status. Ray's supporters say that Miss Shields acted in self-defense and regrets that it escalated. But if pressed, she will respond with legal clarity and Olympic-level documentation. Remy is unable to walk without assistance, remains in the hospital, and has threatened to reveal names in court. You already knew that this story was far from over because what's going to happen will completely alter the course of events. The Detroit Police Department has stated that they had begun a comprehensive investigation into the event within hours of the revelation that Claressa Shields may face felony charges for assault with a deadly weapon, which presumably includes fists when you're a two-time Olympic champion. It's not only a case of a celebrity dispute gone too far or a smack on the wrist. The FBI wants to know if the entire incident was staged and if Remy's injuries are considered intentional bodily harm with commercial intent, according to people familiar with the inquiry. Because there were supposedly sponsorship funds involved, this brawl might be considered felony assault and wire fraud if it was staged for reality TV and participants were not informed of this. Let's talk about the unintended consequences, as Remind Ma has canceled all upcoming appearances, postponed a major podcast deal, and canceled what would have been her return to daytime TV since the fight. Shields is devastated by the unintended consequences of this unfortunate altercation. We are fully cooperating with investigators and are confident the truth will emerge. Claressa's team is back fiddling in the meantime. According to reports, a well-known sportswear company has put a halt to their Claressa-themed campaign. Her next book tour has been canceled. Netflix's illusion about her life has been placed on indefinite pause. Another fitness brand has discreetly removed her profile from their ambassador website, and athlete conduct regulations are still being reviewed. According to reports, the producers of the syndicated panel program, Lip Locked Word, were too anxious to move on with an on-air personality who would be subject to court evidence and public sympathy fatigue. Despite being in the middle of all of this craziness, Poos is doing really well. According to rumors, they have received bids for reality TV projects from Tubi and Zeus Network. He's the perfect combination of uncertainty and chaos, according to one exit, and he could sell a concert with a stressed-out cupcake and a look. The world is starting to piece things together, and what they're seeing doesn't appear like a man stuck in the middle, so fans aren't buying it. Even as Papoose hides behind ambiguous tweets and 3A and Instagram Live with the comments turned off. He appears to have lighted the match and observed the flames from the VIP area. After he was spotted at a secret meeting with VH1 producers in New York, even Fat Joe, who first advocated for cultural unity, has suddenly ceased speaking. Damage control and potential spin-off ideas from a fight that took a woman to the hospital were discussed at the conference, according to an insider. In addition, Ray recently filed a formal court application for a temporary restraining order against Claressa Shields, claiming that there was an obvious and immediate risk to her safety and mental health. Additionally, her legal team referred to another recording was leaked, as if the mess couldn't get much worse. "This wasn't a fight. This was a message," Remy allegedly wrote in a voicemail to her lawyer, saying, "They wanted me quiet. They wanted me out. But I'm not done. Fans lost it." TikTok turned it into a sound, and Twitter turned it into a slogan. Within hours, they were trending, appearing on bootleg t-shirts, being remixed into a freestyle by some up-and-coming Bronx rapper, Mookie Wave. You can't make this stuff up. Back at the hospital, Remy allegedly hired 24-hour security, and she's not letting any unapproved personnel in her room. A Michigan state senator publicly described the incident as a warning about the impact of unapproved celebrity behavior on YM fans and the need for clear ethical boundaries in entertainment venues. This was followed by an emergency town hall in Detroit, where the topic was what to do when love triangles turn violent in VIP areas. "No cameras, but tell them I'm not finished yet. I still have things to say," she reportedly said in response to a nurse who inquired if she wanted to speak to the media. Papoose released a freestyle, 1 minute and 40-second set of passive-aggressive lines recorded in what appeared to be a dim studio apartment, just as it seemed like things were starting to calm down. Translation: only fans know this. The lines were, "Too many queens, one throne, I just wanted peace, now I'm all alone." But the final bar had everyone talking. "You say I broke you, but I gave you the beat. Now you hate the melody and blame the heat." The tweet that said, "This is why she snapped," was liked by Ray's cousin, and they are calling it unapologetic. Apart then a mysterious tweet that said, "I'm trained to take hits, not lies. God sees all." Claressa has been largely quiet recently. Twitter detectives swiftly deduced that the 37,000 retweets were a PR-coded confession and passive pettiness. Legal experts say the issue might go to a public trial if either woman files criminal complaints. Remy seems eager to name everyone if she testifies. She was set up by producers, venue staff, and probably even label executives. She might even write a book titled The Hook, The Lie, and The Lace Front, according to certain rumors. Yes, she is already receiving calls from publishing houses. What does that leave us with, though? A legendary rapper in rehabilitation, a world-class boxer under investigation, a man with mixtapes and regrets concealed beneath cryptic bars, and a fan base split into factions, hashtags, and incessant thread wars. This is now a pop cultural earthquake rather than merely a story. Papoose is somewhere composing his next apology poem while hoping his Amazon Prime docuseries is still picked up, while Ray hasn't finished and Claressa hasn't cringed. Now that the dust has cleared, we have one wounded hip-hop icon, one ostensibly indifferent Olympic killer, and a bewildered Tim who is trying to freestyle his way out of responsibility and evade lawsuits. We were asked where this whole situation ends. Did Rayma's anger eventually explode after being pushed to the edge for months? Or was she the victim of a premeditated takedown? You know who might know the answers, but we don't yet. Please share your opinions in the space provided for comments. Are Ray's vocal notes authentic, in your opinion? Was Claressa under the wrong spotlight, or was she acting inappropriately? For the next 10 years, should Papoose be prohibited from planning any events? Is he the mastermind behind this whole reality show gone awry? Or is he just a quiet bystander with too many side projects? First and foremost, is this romantic triangle a lawsuit or a full-fledged hip-hop horror tale clad in hospital gowns and high heels? The drama never stops, the falsehoods are more painful, and the tea is hotter in this gossip spill atmosphere, as you are already aware. Kindly hit the bell harder than Claressa ducks that designer clutch like this video, and subscribe to the channel. We want your anger, receipts, memes, and hypotheses. You can be sure that when the next bombshell comes out, we'll be here to break it down messy as ever because this story is far from over.